Got all of the bad stuff out of the way, right?
Yeah.
What is up, everybody? It is Friday. It is Saturday. It is whatever day you happen to watch that because it is Charlotte for the week. We are back, season 2, episode number 12 now. Like, goes this way, I think, on the screen. 12. And we're going to have a heated one today, baby. I can't wait. We're all fired up. Obviously, we'll get more to that as we move forward. But yeah, just jump right into it. Game last night, so I'm probably even a little bit more
Tuesday night.
Yeah, Tuesday night. Obviously, filming, watching on Friday, Saturday, like we just said. But yeah, filming Wednesday. Game happened last night, so I still haven't had that 24-hour like
decompress.
That's the best word. I'm out of words today, and you're just helping out. I appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. Well, I need you here for me because it's been a tough week for Charlotte FC. They lose again last night. It was Charlotte nil, zilch. Atlanta, hate to say that name. Dose 2, a loss, out U.S. Open Cup, round of 16. Another crash out in the round of 16.
Atlanta, no less.
Yes, to Atlanta. I get more on that in a second. But yeah, tough. It was a rotated squad again. A lot of players that may not normally see the MLS field, right? Were in the game. It was their third loss in 6 days, which we'll, again, talk more about in a second. Charlotte came out. We were all ready. We were all there. We got there excited, and Charlotte came out to manage exactly zero shots in the first half.
Immediately no. Immediately no. Immediately no. I'm telling you right now, I seen what I needed to see.
Because I don't care when I'm with my baby.
Atlanta scored going right through the heart of the defense in that first half. They didn't. Let's be honest, Atlanta wasn't like super, right?
They weren't any Nashville.
They definitely were not Nashville, who we saw on Saturday, but they were good enough, I guess. And again, they went right through the middle of the field to score that goal. Overall, Charlotte had the possession, 54% to be exact. Didn't do anything, and I mean anything with it, right? It was mainly at the back line, just passing back and forth, right? Yeah, I did think they started the second half decent, right? There was a little bit of a sense of urgency.
Much worse with 0 shots.
True, yeah. I mean, we were starting literally from the bottom. As you can't do worse than 0. So they came out with a little bit of juice in the second half. I thought they fought, but at the end of the day, they couldn't get the goal, and then eventually, I don't know quite if it was goalkeeper error. It was just an awkward ball.
It was just weird.
And then, Miller obviously kind of slips, open goal. They score a second. Pretty much curtains from there. We did bring on 4 forwards late. I thought Berchimas, if we're going to say anybody had at least a little bit of juice out there, it would have been him. But all in all, it was a 2-0 loss to a shit Atlanta team. So tough, out of the cup. Too little, too late in the end. Guys, what do you think?
Well, I would say it couldn't get any worse, but we could have had a shot on our own goal and scored. True. So there's some positive.
I guess.
We didn't have any shots, but at least we didn't shoot it on our goal. So kudos for that, guys.
Good point.
And I did like when I don't really know if we brought in, I know we brought in 4 subs and it looked like there were 4 of our attacking players, but I think Vargas kind of dropped back a little bit into the midfield. But my thoughts are, we weren't, like, I don't know where we were, but it didn't seem like we were on the pitch. Like, whenever I thought we were going to be able to get the ball, we weren't there. Our passing was terrible. I do not know what it is with us right now in our passing, but we cannot seem to.
It's the most basic passing, yeah.
Get a pass to the people we went to. And again, I mean, I'm just going to go back to it. I did not see grit. I know Dean talks about the player's heart was there, the player's effort was there. I don't know if he's watching the same game I'm watching, but I feel like sometimes when he's talking, I was like, Dean, I love you, but I was not seeing what you're saying. I'm not believing the words coming out of your mouth right now, sir.
Spin.
So I don't know. I was super disappointed because I thought, if anything, okay, maybe we won't put our best guys out there, but I thought the guys we have coming in off the bench now are better quality than we've had in years past. So I thought, okay, maybe even with not our first squad out here, and we're playing Atlanta, I was like, surely we can do something with that. But I don't think we have any desire to win an Open Cup.
Clearly, yeah. I mean, another one. What about you, Brian?
I don't know. Just frustrating. I didn't understand the lineup necessarily. Very little MLS experience against another MLS team. I thought I actually think the guys that were MLS experienced, they played terrible. I mean,
Gianni
was bad. Abada was bad. You know, it was frustrating. I just, you know, we talked about this club, and they said it. They put the expectation on themselves that they want to win a trophy. Well, that was a good chance to win a trophy. I mean,
Or at
round
least
of
continue.
16. I mean, we can. I mean, I think that's probably the way it looks for the team right now. Maybe our best opportunity for a trophy this year.
no doubt.
You know, CONCACAF Champions Cup is on the line if you you know, go through the tournament, and it just seemed like the players weren't motivated. The lineup was not great. So yeah, just a big disappointment. I love the U.S. Open Cup. It's one of my
Me too.
favorite things, and just to crash out again in the same round, it just doesn't feel like any progress.
Deja vu all over again for the boys in black and blue.
Except we had it at home. Normally we crash out on the road.
Fair, yeah. It
Which
just
made
happened
it
to
even
be
worse.
correct. Yeah, lively crowd, but didn't have much to cheer for. Again, just to kind of put a crown on that one, if you will, it was
a thorn.
Yeah, a thorn in the crown for sure. It was again Atlanta 2, Charlotte nothing, and bye U.S. Open Cup this year for Charlotte. And yeah, so kind of just perfect segue into our next segment. A little different this week, ladies and gentlemen. So I know this is normally where we do the news for the week. There's plenty of newsworthy things, but it'll all kind of be wrapped into this. Obviously, it hasn't been a good week for Charlotte, so we're going to go ahead and change. This will be called the State of the Crown, right? Where do we feel like we sit right now? Because not between us, but just with us in the club right now, seems to be a little bit of animosity, a lot of animosity. I think we're all feeling that same kind of just gut, like, right? I don't know what the word is. You probably do. What's the word I'm thinking of right now?
I don't know.
We're feeling the right now, and we're
Distraught.
distraught. I think that's a good word for it. It's just, it's been a tough week, but it's almost one of those things where you kind of pull back. Okay, it's been 6 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had 3 losses in the last 6 days. Again, eliminated from another competition, third straight year that we've been, I think fourth actually, but third under Dean Smith, of course, with the round of 16 exit in the U.S. Open. This time to the arch rival in Atlanta, right? There was even a little bit of a altercation, if you will, with Dean and a fan during the game. It wasn't much, but still, kind of cursing back and forth from what I understood. Dean was sitting there defending the lineup after the game, and from what I could tell, nobody agreed with what he was having to say. Not sure where the identity of the team is right now, right? I think that's a big one as well, where we're just we don't know what we are because we don't necessarily know who we are or who we are going to be moving forward, even, post World Cup and into the summer transfer window. So a lot of kind of question marks, I guess I would say, and a lot of frustration from last night's game. I'll turn it over to you guys and just hear from you first and maybe jump back in. But what are we chalking this up to? Is it a bad week and we're just way overreacting as fans, or is there a lot of merit here, and should we have the right to be upset with what we've seen over the last week?
Well, I think the perspective of a bad week is a good one. Once you said that kind of made me think of it a little bit differently. But, I mean, I think there's bigger problems than just the week, though. I mean, we are amongst the league leaders in goals against at this point, so we got some problems defensively. I think that some of my frustration and I think some of the frustration of the fan base is that it doesn't seem like we've progressed as much as I would like to in Dean's third year. As this is third year, right? As head coach. Seems like we're kind of mired in the same area. But, looking at the table, we're still in 5th in MLS Cup or MLS standing. So it's not the end of the world. It's not the sky is falling, but it was just disappointing.
Yeah. Okay.
Just disappointing.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know if I would say we could chalk it up for bad weeks, but normally after a bad week, like in order for something to be bad, you have to compare it to something that is good. And I'm not really sure I see all the good. I've heard all the good that we are, but I haven't seen all that good that they say they are.
Cheers to that.
I think we are much better than our results at times. I do think there have been times. I mean, I think just there's been times we've been outplayed. I mean, I love the word grit, but there's times when they're out there. I don't see it. Like the 50-50 balls, I do not know what it takes for our guys to win a 50-50 ball. And even like 60-40, like we're in the 60% of we should get this ball, but somehow the guy that's like the 40 percentile, like steps in front of us or runs faster and ends up getting the ball from us. I just don't get, like, our passing's not great, but you also don't help him out because, like, go to the ball. Like, don't wait for the ball to commute to you. That's like soccer 101. So I like the 50-50 balls. And then I struggle with our formation and, like, I don't know.
I think everybody struggles with that right now. What is it to a certain? I mean, we know what it technically says on paper. I know it says on paper,
but I'm like, well, if this is what it is on paper, where's your midfield?
Yeah.
Like, it always just seems like we don't ever have anyone in the box, and we don't ever have anybody in the midfield. So where the hell is everybody? Like, when I look, there's times I'm out there, I'm like, why does it look like they have 3 more players on the pitch than us? Like, where, like, is our spacing so far off and are, like, reading the game that we're just so out of position? Like, I just don't know. So I'm not saying it's a bad week because I think bad weeks come and go. This kind of seems to be a trend where we kind of are like, oh, look, we're turning around. And then it's like, nope, just kidding. Here's your little, like, slump. So I don't know. It's just frustrating.
Yeah, I got a stat for you, I guess, that I looked up.
And, you've been holding it in your pocket.
Yeah, something like that. It's not a great stat, but I think it'll somewhat paint the picture. Because if you go look at the stats, right, and I'm just talking goals scored, we're actually up toward the top in goals scored, right? But
that's because we had those,
three games in red cards, right? We scored 6 goals, and 3 goals in those games. If you take those 3 games where we're playing up a man out and take those goals out entirely, we've scored 9 goals in 9 games, basically one a game, right? Yeah. And last season, and won a games, whatever, but that's way down toward the bottom. We were up at about 2 a game last year, just double that, right? And so, and the main thing, like you said, you mentioned the midfield a few times. Like, I just don't see the identity specifically there. I don't see the desire to take somebody on one-on-one. When we watch Nashville play, like they got the ball, they do have turns, and they're like, no, I'm taking you on and I'm beating you. And we don't see that from any of these shots. It's pass back, it's pass sideways, it's pass back, it's pass sideways. Oh, I'll try a long ball. Oh, it got intercepted, and now we're on defense again, right? Mm-hmm. And that seems to be what goes on over and over and over. And then to kind of even make it worse or maybe even more uncertain is, like, I think the players, I don't want to use it as an excuse, but I wonder if they're almost thinking about, like, okay, what's going to happen to me post World Cup, right? Because we do have a lot of roster uncertainty, right, with Wilfred Zaha, with Liel Abada, I'm sure others as well, right? Are we going to bring somebody in to replace you, or are we going to bring somebody else in that can play? And maybe they're getting a little bit timid out there on the pitch and not feeling like they need to go take them on, because if I take them on and lose the ball, that's probably worse than just making a neutral pass to the side, right? Yeah. And I don't know if that's it, but at the same time, like, I don't know that that's not it. And I do know that with my own 2 eyes, I'm just seeing not enough, like, want to go take these players on, like I'm seeing from some of the other MLS teams out on the pitch. And kind of last but not least for me was that press conference from Dean Smith last night after the game, right? That really took me over the top. Yeah. He was kind of talking about, well, I felt, he was defending his lineup choice of putting, we'll call it a B squad out there, right? Saying, well, I felt like I put a team out there that could win the game. Yes, Dean, they could have won the game, but we have 5, 6, 7, 8 other players on the bench, not even on the bench, sitting in the stands with us. That if you put them out there, you have a much higher chance of winning. And so, what are you really telling the team? Like, yes, we're taking this cup seriously, but at the same time, we're taking it seriously with our B squad, right? That's not taking it seriously, in my opinion, right? And it's the same story. I think I even saw kind of I don't know if it was a picture-in-picture, but it was the same press conference that happened last year after the U.S. Open, almost verbatim, right? And that gets old, right? We're here, like, you talked about it in the offseason, Dean, about wanting to win cups. Like, we are a team that's the goal this year, is to win a cup, right? And this was, to your point, probably the best chance to win, right? You only have to win 5 games to win this cup. At the end of the day. And so to just say that and be so nonchalant about it after the game, to me, I again, as a coach, you never want to get too high, never get too low, and I'm sure that played into it. But give me something there, man. Yeah. Like, I mean, after a performance like that in a week that we've had, I think we deserve more, Dean. That's just me. I love you. I'm not the one, necessarily calling for your job here, but at the same time, we keep seeing these performances. we're not going to have much of an option, right? So
I think his seat is definitely heating up a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not saying that he needs to go by any means, but there's more murmurs now than I think that I've heard since Dean's been in charge. But because I do think we're getting the same messaging over and over again, and at the end of the day, we don't want to hear that as fans. We want to see results.
The same results.
We want to see progress. We don't want coach speak. Be honest with us, and you know that's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know what this team is right now. I mean, like you said, we won games with the red cards, but you know, I don't feel like we've been the worst team in any of the games except for Nashville, probably on paper. But I mean, paper doesn't play the games.
Yeah,
so it's just.
And it seems like Zaha matters a lot more than we would have maybe thought coming into the season. Right? We knew he was an important player. He's the best, right? But at the same time, like we didn't realize maybe how reliant we really are or have been on him in the past with, you know, just creating those extra spots with the fouls and giving us, you know, room to get up the pitch. And of course, Malanda as well, right? Missing a player like that who could hit those long balls and just bypass this dormant midfield that we currently have right now.
Well, so. I think to that same thing, like without a Zaha, I don't think BL's been the player he was either. So I think he now is getting that attention. Mm-hmm. So I think he's getting more attention now and more players are on him. And he's just not been at the same time.
He hasn't been quite as bad. Obviously, he had the one goal last week, but overall his effectiveness, like he would affect every game, every minute of every game. And it seems like it's in bits and pieces now.
In spurts. And I would say right now, if you look at the state of this team compared to the state of our team last year when we were on our winning streak, this team does not even compare.
No.
Like, not even, like, there was, like...
At the same time, they bottomed out.
They did.
Before.
And maybe
I was about to put the show at this point last year as well. Not really, but
I don't know, And, like, I know you said, like, we don't know who's going to be here after the World Cup. Well, guys, what, guys? If you're afraid about your place on the squad, then go out and do something. You're the one that controls your destiny. Get out there and play and show them why you deserve to be on this team and you deserve to be starting.
100%.
Like, do it.
And also, if you're going to move, like, don't you want to better your value so you go to a different, you know?
Right. Like,
I don't understand the mentality. I feel like this team is soft at times. They just, you know, they just mentally – they just don't seem up to the task sometimes. I mean, it's the same like the problems with winning on the road. Like to me, that's a mentality. You know, crashing out of these games like they do, it just seems like.
And it's a culture at the end of the day, right? I mean, we have built a culture of not being able to, extend these playoff runs or anything, right? I mean, we get on runs in the season and again, I really do think, like you said, on paper, this team has the talent, the capabilities, everything that we need to go be successful and win a cup and win a championship, even challenge for a supporter shield. But we haven't seen anywhere close to that type of performance, consistency, desire, grit, all of those words that we, kind of keep going back to. It's kind of getting to be a broken record to a certain degree. And that's the disappointing part right there. Again, we say all of this. It's been 1 week. We lost 3 games in 6 days, right? And there is still way more season to play than has been played. So can we right the ship? Absolutely. Do we need to be so harsh? Maybe, maybe not. But yes, when we see it over and over, it just gets tiring. Like I walked out of the stadium last night just so tired of this type of result.
Well, and I think the word we were looking for is this team drives you insane.
Yeah, well,
because they do the same damn thing and you expect a different result.
Yeah.
And that is the definition of insanity.
We love
the same
this.
Like that crazy ex-girlfriend, that you could never get over.
I mean, I love them, but at the same point, I think that's also why you love them so much that's why then at the same time you're like, you drive me nuts.
I don't think this is necessarily just a reactionary, like a one or a few game reaction. This seems like a pattern over the last.
Yeah, we didn't press, we didn't possess. I mean, it just is the same old. We didn't have anyone in the box. No one was making runs. Our passing was off.
We've seen one game this year, the New York Red Bull game, where just everything clicked and everything was moving and everybody was playing that way up to that potential. And obviously,
the game that we played up a man.
It was up a man. We had space, but I guess yeah, exactly that, right? I mean, that's the only game this season where I left the stadium and I was like, wow, okay, yeah, this team is exactly what I thought they could be. Other than that, it's been a lot of that one. And I think we'll kind of put another a begrudging crown on this particular.
Broken crown.
Yeah, a broken crown.
There
a
we
dented
go.
crown.
There you go. Dented. I like dented.
I think that's it. We're dented. We're not broken yet.
Right.
On to the next week, and we'll get more into that in a second. All right, and then moving right along, we're into Around the League. A little bit different this week because there's been a couple of games midweek and whatnot, and so there's been a lot of games that have happened between the last time we did this. So just to condense it, plus we had a lot to say about Dean in the game. So just to move it forward, we'll go straight into the standings for Around the League. Of course, as always, I'll start on the Western Conference, our friendly foes to the west. Yeah. So St. Louis, St. Jose. Didn't mean to diss you there. We were just talking St. Louis. And anyway, San Jose continues to lead, continues to do well. They're 27 points so far. So they're pacing the entire league so far with 27 points. Now, Vancouver didn't play one of the two games, so that's really the only reason they played one less game, have a game in hand to Vancouver. But interesting though, I don't know if you guys saw this. I did want to bring it up. I'm pretty sure Vancouver might not be in Vancouver for very much longer.
Yeah,
you guys, they released a statement super late at night.
Yep.
Was it last night, 2 nights ago? I can't remember. Again, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, whatever. But yeah, they need money.
Yeah,
basically is what it
trying
seems.
to sell the club,
Exactly.
and they can't find a suitor to buy the team.
Are they going to be like the Colts of football?
Well, and they're also trying to build a new stadium, and
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. And what I heard or what I read is if they're relocated, Las Vegas is.
I heard Vegas as well. Yeah, so who knows? But it was just, it would be. I mean, what a solid team, great team so far in the last couple seasons, obviously. So kind of sad to see, but it is what it is. I just thought it was definitely worth noting because it just kind of seemed to come not out of the blue, but a little bit. It was like, hey, we need help, and we need help now.
Wow.
Is the way it looked to us. So it was.
Paying Mueller too much.
I guess something like that. Yeah. He literally bankrupted the team and had to move him out of Canada. So, but anyway, yeah. So San Jose on top, Vancouver right behind them. Again, a game in hand there. LAFC all of a sudden a little bit of a struggle bus. Right, lost a couple in a row now. Still sitting in third, but a little bit of a gap there between first and third. They're 7 points back at this point, only 20 points. And the top six really in the West have seemed to separate themselves from the rest of the group. There's a good 4 to 5 point gap, which at this point in the season's fairly significant, I would say. Again, it's the teams we just mentioned in San Jose, Vancouver, LAFC, and then joining them is Seattle, Minnesota, and Real Salt Lake staying up there with the crew. Like I said, they're looking good. So those are your top six. And again, a bit of a gap from there. And of course, Sporting Kansas City just cannot buy a win. They continue to bring up the rear, sitting in last place, only 4 points for the crown on the season so far. Brian,
we're not 4 points for the crown.
Thank God. We had all of this negative.
Terrible, but we do have more than 4 points.
Boy, if we had a show that was Sporting Kansas City, we might have had to quit.
Sporting a bunch of nothing.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, guys, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, and then Brian, you got these for us.
Yeah, so the team we mostly care about is Charlotte FC there, and
most days we care about.
Yeah, we always care about.
Yes.
Sometimes
some days easier than others.
Yes, they dropped to 5th place. We're on 14 points, and Nashville continues to lead the Eastern Conference with a total of 22 points. Then in 2nd place is Inter Miami with 19 points, just right behind, and then. There's a bunch of folks really close.
Yeah,
cluster.
And we're real close to that cluster.
Yeah, 6 through 11, separated by 1 point. So we have 14, and the 6 through 11 is 13.
I purposely left us out of there because I didn't want to be bunched in with them, but really exactly.
So, I mean, a game here and there could change a lot of things.
Yes.
Fifth doesn't sound so bad. But...
Yeah, I mean, if we win and we beat New England, who's just ahead of us, we could jump to maybe 3rd.
Yeah.
Or if we lose, we could go to 11.
11.
There's endless possibilities.
This is like the Fury, I guess. Shout out Carowinds. I know that's opening back up here soon.
Choose your adventure, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Choose your adventure.
Yeah. Cool. And then, so all of that happened. And then, as we always like to do, what separates us, as you like to say, right? We do want to go ahead and highlight our Crown Legacy brethren. So what happened this week with Crown Legacy?
Yep, we do want to highlight those, especially since some of those are showing their minutes on the first team now. But Crown Legacy Still undefeated. However, they did draw again this past Saturday against Carolina Core.
Yeah, there you go.
And they also lost in penalties. So they still got a point for a tie, but they did not pick up that extra point. They lost 4-2 in PKs. But their record 6 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses. They still have a plus 17 goal differential, which is the best in the MLS Next Pro. They have 21 points. That's second place overall behind St. Louis. That's where we had the whole St. Louis thing. But they are first place in their division or in their group, if you will. So Legacy's still making it happen. Those guys are so fun. Check them out. They're on the road for a while, but Matthew Sportsplex, go see those Legacy guys. See them on the pitch there, and then you get to see them on the pitch in the bank. So it's kind of cool to see those guys coming up through the ranks.
Get some goal scorers there.
Absolutely.
One would hope.
Did you mention the goal scorers?
Oh, my goal scorers, yes. Sorry, I wasn't used to we don't score on the first team. My bad. The Legacy, yes. So Andrew Johnson, one of our
shout out Cornell, right?
From the Super Draft. Yeah. He had a header on a corner kick, and then Mbungwe.
Shout out Bobby Belair.
Yeah,
Bobby gave us the pronunciation. I think we said it. I don't know if I got it right. Gabby, do a cut shot of all the different ways we've got that, but we got it this time. Shout out Bobby.
Scored on a penalty kick in the second half to tie it up, and then again they lost.
I really just wanted to see you say it again.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, shout out Andrew Johnson. Shout out Mbungwe. Shout out Crown Legacy. Again, still undefeated. Not undefeated. Undefeated on the season.
Yeah.
So great job for them. And then we'll jump right into it as well. The thing that started it all.
Huh? Yeah, the thing that started it all.
The thing that started it all. It is the match day preview for this week. Again, Saturday night, 7:30. It is going to be New England Revolution sitting in 4th place, 16 points, just ahead of your boys in black and blue, Charlotte FC, 5th place, 14 points. So a win there, like you said, certainly would jump them over New England. Just to kind of highlight a little bit about New England, 5-1-3 on the season. New coach this season, Marko Mitrovic. Again, first season in charge for him. He has had a few coaching stints previously with the U.S. men's national team, the youth team, that is, the U20s and the U23s at the 2024 Olympics. Also was an assistant for the Chicago Fire previous to that from 2016 to 2019. Looking pretty good on paper, to be honest. I mean, 3rd in the Eastern Conference in goal differential, 17 goals for, 12 against. Undefeated in their last 5 matchups or matches, MLS. And what kind of coincided with that was there's not a lot of difference between these formations, but they started the season in a 4-2-3-1. Kind of struggled a little bit, or mixed results, I guess you would say. Switched to the 4-3-3 and have not lost since.
Wow.
Right, so a little bit of change in formation there seems to have really had them on the uptick, I guess you would say. They did draw Inter Miami in their most recent match, that is. But what's really weird, and when you kind of go look at the stats again, everything they're up at toward the top of the Eastern Conference, but they are down at the bottom when you go look at those stats. They don't seem to impress on paper, I guess is what you would say, right? So they are last, and I do mean dead last, in long balls hit, key passes, expected goals. They're second to last in shots on target. What do? They sit in a very low block, wait on the opponent to make a mistake, and then they're going to go capitalize on that.
Oof,
right?
I love that.
Yes.
But this looks like
trouble breaking down a low block.
Right.
Yes.
Seem to make mistakes.
Yeah,
yes.
But this looks like a battle of the teams that last in long balls, key passes, expected goals, and shots on target. That sounds like Charlotte FC on paper.
A little bit. Well, we believe it or not, we're much higher, but a lot of that was because of the 6-goal output.
So we're better on paper.
We're better on paper. Exactly.
They're worse on paper, but perform
exactly,
better.
Exactly that one. But yeah, it was kind of not jarring. I mean, it was nice to see, I guess, for a little bit. It's like, oh man, they don't do too much, but hey, they get results at the end of the day.
Well, who do we need to watch to keep them from getting these results?
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Good segue. So yeah, the players to watch for them. Part of the reason why they have been in so many games. Goalkeeper Matt Turner. Obviously, you probably heard that name. U.S. men's national team, right? He is one of their DPs. Actually, been named goalkeeper or team of the match day twice in a row as the goalkeeper for them. So shout him out. Great goalkeeper.
That's also oddly familiar. It sounds like Charlotte FC goalkeeping team.
Are we playing ourselves? We might be scrimmaging ourselves. Yes, they do have Carlos Gil as well. Yeah, we remember that goal he scored against us last year, the kind of painful loss where it was more of a pass. Yeah, it was a pass that went in. But yeah, Carlos Hill, always a thorn in our side, so watch out for him. And Leonardo Campana, a goal and an assist on the season.
He came from Miami.
That's true. Yes, he did come from down in Miami. I don't know that he's a DP for them. Maybe, yes, right?
He might be a DP for.
He would be a DP probably for them, not for Miami.
Right.
But anyway, and then also defender Peyton Miller. Watch out for him on set pieces. He's got 3 goals to actually lead the team. So watch out for them on the corners. They are lasting corners. They're lasting corners as well, by the way, so they don't get a lot.
But when they get them, he scored them.
Exactly. The more we read, they are exactly like us. So yes, this could be a bit of a pillow fight, so to speak, right? It seems like a couple of teams pretty willing to pass the ball at the back without trying to make those deep runs behind. So we'll have to see. Keys to the game certainly is going to be, at least in my opinion, these are the teams we've got to go attack, right? I mean, if there's a time to kind of, especially from that midfield push up, get the press going, get the ball, win it quick. Like, it's a team like this. You don't worry about them beating you deep, right? We've seen a lot over the last few weeks, Nashville and even Atlanta a little bit last night, kind of hitting those long balls or taking us on 101 and winning those. This isn't the team that does that, right? They're going to wait on you to make the mistake. So really, in my opinion, let's go force the mistakes from them is what I would say, right? I think the team that runs the most, that covers the most ground in this game is the one that wins it. So that's kind of my key. Amy, what do you think?
So you're saying we have to be the team that makes the least mistakes?
Not necessarily the least. We just have to run the fastest is what I would say. Run the most, not the fastest.
Run the most. Yes. Don't make mistakes. Make good passes.
Enforce the mistakes from them.
Break down a low block.
Yes.
Okay. Things that
we do very well so far this season. Yeah.
I think my key to the game is just come out and take the bull by the horns. By God, just come out a game one time and act like you actually want to score a daggone goal. Score the daggone goal and put the other team on their heels. Yeah. Make them come out of their low block because they need to go score a goal. But obviously, scoring goals for these teams is not something that happens often. So, this just kind of looks like a toss-up. Like, throw it up in the, flip a coin. If it's heads, you win. If it's tails, you lose. Who knows?
Destined 1-0 score. Yes, it seems to be.
It might be destined to tie.
We'll get there,
I actually had the same key to the game as you did, is come out with some purpose, let's put them on their heels. I think this is a game, if they sit in a low block, the first goal is going to be important. I feel like I say this every week. It's like Groundhog Day. Come out fast, score the first goal, show some heart.
All of those things.
Let's see. I would think they would have a bad taste in their mouth after this past 6-day stretch.
And I will say there would be a certain guy that his last name starts with Z that should be playing in this game that could make a difference. You need those type of players to kind of do the, to be the difference makers in a game that is otherwise going to be kind of a tennis match, if you will, back and forth.
I do feel like we have what it takes to win this game, and we should, even with it being on the road. I feel like on paper we are the better team on paper. Obviously they're the team getting the results, but if we play like we want to play and can play, I think we should win this game.
Well, let's hear why here in just a second. All right, and now that we're back from our commercial break, brought to you by Ben & Jerry's. The newest employee is with us, Mrs. Maddie over here. First day, by the way. Shout that out. So we'll get right into it with our predictions for the week. Very interested to see everybody's predictions this week after the week that we've just talked about from Charlotte FC. And Brian, I'm going to start at the end with you. Put you on the spot. What's happening in this game?
Okay, so I feel like we right the ship this week. We go on the road. We win. I'm going to go 1-0, and I'm going to go with the Zaha goal.
There we go. Okay.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, love it. Maddie, yep, go ahead. Let's go in order, I guess.
I'm going to go 2-0. Still going with Nathan Byrne and Pepio.
All right.
Shout Nathan Byrne out, by the way. Gave him the jersey last game when we were in Nashville. Yep, wanted to make sure we made note of that. That was game stunk, but that part was awesome. So shout out Nathan. Yeah, love to see that.
So I really want to go with a Charlotte win, but we're on the road. this looks like a team that looks very comparable to the way we play. I think it's just going to be a nail biter. I'm going to go 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw?
Yeah.
Who scored?
Well, obviously they scored 1. And my goal scorer is going to be, oh, wow, that's hard. There's so many choices and so many opportunities to not do it. I'm gonna go Joe Clamati.
Okay, getting back up top and getting in the goal scoring.
Hopefully.
This is going to make history. I can't pick us. I thought about it. I just until I see the actual turnaround a little bit more. Yes, having Zaha out there gives me a little bit more, joy and hope, I guess you would say, right? And maybe just that one player does make all the difference in the world, but I am just not seeing it out there right now. And this team that we're playing has been hot, like we talked about, 5 straight victories or 5 straight, unbeaten, I should say. I got to do it. I got to say 1-0 New England. We're not going to score. Maybe this reverses the curse, right? Maybe this does that. I don't know. I'm hoping it's a little reverse psychology. I'm hoping it's a kick in the pants, Charlotte, because, first time in the history of our show that I have done that.
So who's scoring for them?
Probably Heel.
Yeah.
Probably
you don't
Heel.
want to go Peyton Miller off of a corner?
Well, it's going to be one of those two since those are only 2 listed here that I can think of. But well, maybe Matt Turner for all I know, right?
If Matt Turner scores a goal, maybe he scores it for us
on goal. But I hate to do it, but hey, got to do what you got to do. This is called reporting. This is real journalism here, and like I said, I got to call it like I see it. It's going to be 1-0 New England. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong because at the end of the day, we want to see our boys succeed. We want to see victory. We want to see all of that.
Turn it around.
And maybe we come on next week and I get to be like, you idiot.
Mud.
Exactly. So we'll see how it goes. Looking forward to it either way. Again, it's 7:30 Saturday night in New England. I think Gillette Stadium. Yep. So we'll see. But until then, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe as always. It always helps. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Until then. For the crown.